Hello everyone, welcome back to Lord of the Coins. Today we're going to cover a technical analysis video of Matic. We're going to cover some key levels, some areas of interest, and how to really snipe our entries into some trades. Something to note is that some Matic whales have been loading Matic onto exchanges, and that is usually a bearish sign, albeit it wasn't, in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't too much money. I believe it was around $12 million. That's enough to drop Matic, a few percentages, but a few percentage at a pretty sensitive level could be momentum changing for Matic, so that is something definitely to note. So, and if you're already in a Matic trade, long or short, hopefully this helps you to really maximize your profit and loss. So let's get started, and I'll give you guys my opinion on the most likely scenarios for Matic. So if you kind of look at this chop and you're just kind of wondering what's happening, I believe there are a few ways to really, read this. You can read this as right here, this is a accumulation, and then this is markup, and this is distribution, and then we'll have markdown. So that's one way to view it. And if this is your macro view, and we're at right here, we're gonna kind of see, okay, if we're, kind of looking towards the markdown right now, how do we confirm that? And those are some questions I will answer in this video. So let me get rid of some of these drawings here. So in terms of direction, it does look really choppy, but we actually do have clear direction in the market right now. And I'll show you guys what I mean. To find areas of reversal, what you want to look for is a sweep, which is right here. So this candle, or this move, that I should say, swept out all the liquidity from this high, from this high, from this high, and from this high. But for now, we're going to mainly just focus on this high. So once you have this sweep of liquidity, what you want to look for is a broken base or a change of character. That comes from the low of the move that did the sweep. So this wick right here, if this gets broken by a closed candle, that is what is known as a change of character. So once you have this, what happens is that you generate a zone of supply. It's a zone of supply in this case, since we're bearish. So the zone of supply can exist from where the change of character is to the high, and since this is a pretty large zone of supply, you can narrow it down into order blocks. So this is an order block right here, which is the last up move before a large down move. And this is just where a lot of orders are placed. That's, simply put, this is where there's just a lot of volume. So this is your daily order block here. So I'm gonna write daily OB. So we'll keep that marked out. So what happens is, once you generate this, this macro zone of demand right here, and then price, closes out of the low here, and then we tap back into the zone of zone of supply. What that does is it confirms, in this case, it confirms bearish order flow. So, we create the zone of supply, we come out, and then we tap back in. That is how you confirm bearish order flow. So definitely we could accumulate in here, but in the macro, we are looking at a down move here. So that is my macro outlook on Matic. I believe we are entering some sort of markdown relatively soon. And, we definitely can see more accumulation here, and so a little bit more up moves, possibly a tap into this order block and a sweep of these relatively equal highs right here. I'll mark that as REL, or REH for relatively equal high. So these are some areas that I would definitely look out for. If you want to find some, more confidence on retraces, you can use your fib, and, kind of going past the golden pocket to the 0.786 for a deep retrace is definitely possible here. So definitely keep that in mind. And it does look like we're forming some sort of bull flag right here. If you are a pattern trader, definitely this is looking pretty picture perfect for a bull flag, and then probably some sort of reversal back down here. This is what I'll be looking for in terms of Matic, and I'll be setting some alerts, which I want to set near these relatively equal highs. So that is my macro outlook on Matic. Just looking a little bearish overall. And now we'll kind of go into a lower time frame and kind of discuss where we think Matic is going to be in the short term for some trades. So we'll go down to the 1 hour and we'll check this out. So some levels I marked out are the monthly POC, the weekly open, and the weekly POC. And we're going to take the fib here from the swing low to the swing high. And then we're going to mark out this bullish order block right here. So this is the first thing that really caught my eye with the weekly open and the weekly POC. These are great areas for support. And on top of that, it is right in this bullish order block right here. So that is something, that gives me decently high confidence to a reversal in this area. It'll also be sweeping out all the liquidity that exists right here. So I'm actually gonna write right here a few dollar signs just to kind of visualize that there's liquidity that exists right here. So this is kind of what I'm looking at. If I were to draw out some rough price action, something like that. That's definitely what I'd be looking for. We're also going to check the VWAP, as VWAP is definitely my favorite indicator. If you guys watch any podcasts or listen to any podcast by Brian Shannon, he's a expert trader, mainly specializing in the VWAP, and he's a great resource to learn about the indicator and how to use it. So I would definitely check him out. So we're checking VWAP here on the weekly. The weekly VWAP is around 0.38 to 0.05 fib. So we could definitely see some sort of resistance right here. But if we can't hold VWAP, definitely this lower area is where I'm looking. I think this lower area is much more likely for a long trade that you can take. Whoops. Sorry about that. For a long trade you can take into, so let me get this out. Definitely take this long trade into passing these relatively equal highs. This will give you around a 37% return, 38%, and a great RR of around 15. We'll go into a little bit more details on this too. So let me actually zoom in again. Something I do like to check is to check the anchored VWAP on some other timeframes. So we're going to go to the session, which is just the daily, and it looks like we're traveling below the daily right now, VWAP. So definitely we might get some rejection off the monthly POC and the VWAP. So if we zoom in here, this is starting to become a point of pretty hard resistance right here with the monthly POC and the VWAP. So definitely for a short trade in the very short term, I'm gonna go down to the 15-minute here. This is an area where you can possibly look for a reversal, something like this. So that is definitely an area of interest for me right now. Looking relatively, soon. And this is not, I wouldn't really consider this a clean 3 drives pattern, but this is kind of looking like a 3 drives pattern, which is a distribution pattern, which often leads to reversals. For example, if you go to the 4 hour on Matic, you can see that we had a 3 drives pattern right here, just like this, 1, 2, 3, and then we had sort of a reversal right here, kind of bringing Matic down a bit. So this is definitely something you look at to kind of gauge reversals in the market. Then I'm going to check VWAP also on the monthly. So the monthly VWAP is actually above, kind of over here. So I'm going to mark that. And VWAP. And then get rid of this indicator. So yeah, in the short term, we're looking relatively bullish here. I do think sweeping out these relatively equal highs and entering this order block is a very likely scenario. So in the short term, I definitely would look into that long in that area that I pointed out, around the 84 cents to 83 cent level. in this bullish order block right here. And then I would look for a movement up into these relatively equal highs. So that is one area of interest. Definitely this could get swept out. You can see that there are relatively equal lows right here, and right here, and right here. So definitely there does lie a lot of liquidity down here, and which we definitely can sweep. But there also is a lot of confluence in this area. So I believe this would be a decent RR trade to take, something that looks like this. And if you wanted to have a less sensitive stop loss, you can even set it below this. Although there's, oh man, Matic is showing a ton of relatively equal lows, so definitely lower prices are coming. But if you did want to take a trade and really find a long trade here back into the last point before a dump, definitely this would be my area of interest right here. And then in terms of a short trade, I'm gonna go back onto the daily here so you can see a little bit more of the chart. Get rid of this fib so we can see. So in terms of a short trade, definitely what I'd be looking for is a sweep of these relatively equal highs. I'm gonna tap into this order block. So you can even set your entry on the start of this order block and possibly have just DCA into your position. So one right here, one right here, and one right here. And if price goes past your order block, then your trade is invalidated. So when you DCA, you do want to scale in. So what I mean by that is that, just say you have $100, you would put in maybe $20 on your first, then $30 right here, and the last 50 at the very top. What this does is that it makes your average price much better. So your average price would be probably somewhere around here if you DCA'd like that. And just say you entered all of it, or you've entered equal portions, 33, 33, 33, then your average price would be right here, right in the middle. So definitely I like to scale in my positions to really give myself a better stop loss and a greater PNL and RR. So in terms of also a macro long, definitely some areas that you could be looking for. I think we'll get a full retrace on Matic. I am looking for this 30-cent level again. This is because I think we will get a full retrace. There does lie a lot of liquidity, but if we don't get a full retrace, this is the area that I am looking for right here. So definitely these two levels are areas of very high confluence. If we take our fib, this would be a decently deep retrace. There is a fair value gap on the daily that exists right here as well. I'm gonna mark that out. Oh man, let me zoom in. Sorry about that. So definitely fair value gaps more than likely get filled. So I can see price showing markdown right here, filling this fair value gap, showing a little reversal, and then tapping into this order block and finding a reversal back up. And if we can't hold this level, definitely I don't think we'll hit this order block and stay. There are way too many relatively equal lows right here. I think this will all get swept out if we can't hold, and this is where we'll find reversal. I don't think it's too likely that we'll sweep this 30-cent level on Matic, but if we do, let's see. So on KuCoin, we don't actually have enough history on KuCoin, so we can go to a different chart or a different exchange. So if we go to Matic USDT on Binance, Binance should have a lot more. Perfect. So if we do sweep this level, I believe this level is the level we'll be looking at right here. But you can see that, this is just an area of very, very high volume and high demand right here. So I don't think all the orders are filled in this area, and we will see a bounce right here. But just in case we don't, this is the next level I will be looking for, around the 20-cent mark for Matic. So in terms of the very large macro outlook, something like that, or something like that, tapping into that order block down here. let's actually go back to the other Matic chart. So yep, this is what I'm kind of assuming for Matic. So just to recap for you guys, I'm looking for a short-term move up into a larger dump down. And that is just kind of put simply what I think will happen with Matic. There's lies way too much of an imbalance in liquidity down here, and this is more than likely going to get filled. Even if we move up, just say Matic is extremely bearish or bullish and we do move past up, I think eventually we will come back down and fill this. So definitely I would be, I'm gonna actually set some alerts here on Matic, and this is what I'll be looking for. If you guys want more of these sniper entries, for example, this AVAX trade we took, we got an absolute sniper entry here. Our Solana trade that we took in our Discord as well. So let me show you guys that one. We also got a sniper entry onto Solana here as well. If you guys are interested in trade call outs like these, definitely check out my private Discord and my Patreon link in the description down below. As we give out trade call outs like these every day, and the whole community is making a great amount of profit together. So definitely if that's something you're interested in, just kind of learning, and if you guys want a trading community, make sure to check that out and join. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I really appreciate you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you guys next time.